And what I love about West Coast MCs and hip hop, like when you really repping where you from, you putting people onto so many games. You could put people onto a street sign, a tag, a piece, and then like if you like put all of this together in like a rap map, you can create like some geospatial intelligence of the whole city. I love it, man.
Absolutely, yeah. The geography is so important to us. You know, some of it was just gang life, where it's like, you need to know where you are. But then other is just like, LA loves LA. You know?
Yeah, I love that. LA loves LA. Can you talk about that a little more?
Man, I mean, the thing is, like, you know, as big of a city it is, it's actually, you know, hip hop is such a tight knit community. You know what I'm saying? And I think again, some of that has to do with, like I said, just sort of the backdrop of gang life. You know what I'm saying? That, like, you know, we don't have much that's ours except for our community. So like, you know, us going through these fires recently, it was like being able to organize and support each other we was already ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially like after the riots and like just the black and brown issues, you know, we just went through so much that we're at this point now to where we're like, we just don't got time for that, man. Like, we really are all we have. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah. No, it was amazing to see everybody just rally around each other and for each other, man.
For sure,
like,
man.
I really felt like just, you know, passerby or outside looking in, just like, wow. Like, especially in the age of social media when like you can really see the profound impact and how people are rallying behind each other. And it was very interesting to see that as somebody who's lived in Atlanta for the last 12 years, to see the world rally behind civic rights. Right? And then now we see devastation, right, on the West Coast, and to see Atlanta get behind that, and just everybody around the world just know what time it is at the time you're supposed to know what's up, and then to rally behind that, it just makes us believe in humanity a little more.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
It's like, you know, you put all that stuff down, like, you know, the East Coast, West Coast stuff, the Southern, you know, Atlanta. It's like, at the end of the day, man, when the chips fall, it's like, we got us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think, like you said, it's encouraging to me too, where it's like, none of your color, your rag don't matter. Like, none of that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are here for each other, you know?
Big facts, big facts. So you did 5 albums in a year.
Yeah. So like, to put it in the most terms, like, I felt like, I mean, from 2012 to the pandemic, twice a year, fall, spring, I toured. I was gone most of the time, you know, and then the pandemic hit and, you know, changed for everybody. But I felt like specifically last year, like, I just felt like God kind of put me on the bench. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I don't know what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you know, like, if you play sports, your coach put you on the bench for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So like, maybe there's some fundamentals, you need to go back to. So I was like, well, I'll go back to the fundamentals. I'm just going to write a song a day.
Yeah.
You know? And that's just what I did, a song a day, poem a day. And I just blessed to know really dope producers. One is Tycoon, you know what I'm saying? And he just was like, big homie he was like post-Pac, sort of game era aftermath. And so he was a producer there, but just like on the home team. So a lot of songs he made, he didn't get to put his name on. So he was like, man, I got all these beats. I'm like, he's like, here's a Dropbox. And I'm like, I'm rapping to all of these. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just at home, you're being diligent, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm a father, so I'll go clean toilets. Like, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that type pride like that to be like, you know, if you're not paying me for this, you're not paying me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. So I got up, I did what I had to do, and I just made a song a day, you know? And now I'm like, damn, I'm sitting on like 5 records now, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So now it's a matter of like, what do we want to do with these? Where are we going? You know, and yeah, I feel like there's a lot of lessons I needed to learn at that time.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel good, you know?
So if your fans had a say on it, what would they want to see happen with 5 albums worth of material? 5 different albums, one long playlist? Like,
nah, they're like
vinyl.
They want vinyl. I was gonna say that. They want vinyl. The thing about my fans is like, they want me to, I gotta do an album, and then I have to do a podcast about each of the songs on the album. Then I'd have to do a history report about the books that I read to get to that. Like, I have very smart fans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That are really interested in like the roots of stuff. So it would be that. Then I'd have to do like a producer session, you know what I'm saying? Like, they want to go in, which I appreciate, because I mean, I write pretty dense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that gives you a lot of ammo to work with in so many words. Like, just like if you have to make 10 different pieces of content for one one song, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Because you have so many songs, you can do whatever. You can be like, I'm gonna put a 4-song this out, then I'm gonna put a 15-song this, then a double this, and I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna show you the behind the scenes, and here's the instrumental version.
Yeah.
You know, so I like that 10,000 extra hours that you put in is only gonna pay off, even tenfold.
Yeah.
Really,
No, I'm excited about it, man. I feel like it's such a like. I've been very like the way that I do records is normally like it's very well thought out. Like there's like a poetry version. Like you know, I've written essays on them, like to get to like really what I'm trying to say. You know, and this experience was like after doing that, like you said, the 10,000. After doing that so many times, like I felt like I know now how to just like. I'm just gonna sit down and write a song because like I now know how. Like it's crazy that it takes you 10 years to be like, oh, I know how to write a song now. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so like,
right.
and find where I'm at. And I have found in this last session that like I was like, man, I think in a lot of ways like my pen was even ahead of where I was. Because I'm listening back to some of the stuff and I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to say. Like This is a really weird like experience. You know what I'm saying?
It can be meditative. Listening to your old rhymes a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear like your old rhymes and it felt like you was talking to your future self?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm just like, I didn't know I needed that now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know, and like it used to be like an issue in the sense that like we never knew how to promote stuff because it was like, wait, what is he talking about? And I feel like I know what I'm talking about, but like I'm very much a like it's I feel like I'm always like the shine that happens on a record is usually the record before the one I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're now you're talking about my last album. You know what I'm saying? It's like and I'm like it's dope, you know what I mean? It's like it takes like a slow warm, you know what I'm saying? But like it was like it's because like that record is for now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for when you did it. You know what I mean? It was for now.
Wow,
you know?
wow.
Which is
That's interesting. So I do want to ask you about Club Real Ones, and I want to talk more about the craft real quick before we get to Real Ones.
Word.
The writing process, right? Or just your style.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of MCs start with I. I'm the I. And then sometimes there's the you. When you boom, 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 you know that you, and then there's the objective, like, describing,
this,
right?
Yeah.
How would you describe your style and how you choose to get to the next line when you're putting your rhymes together? Is there a bass that you're operating from your pocket or your cadence or your voice or just the...
I love that. I think a lot of it has to do with like what the beat calls for, what the song calls for. But I think very much like one of the like dopest off the head rappers out here, his name was Poseidon. He used to talk about like, think about all 5 senses. You know what I mean? When you go into a song or a verse or whatever, think about like sight, smell, touch, hear. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like I think of that, and then I try to have like a train of thought or a logic that goes through the raps rather than just piecing stuff together that sounds dope. So yeah, like if anything, that's just for my own ability to memorize it. Where I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense that would be the next line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But unless it's like something that's highly conceptual, it's very much not like a I, you, or we. It's very much of like, come with me into this. I'm going to take you on this.
The narrator.
Yeah, I'm going to take you on this, like, whether it's a very abstract, artistic, or like a poignant, like spiritual sort of direction. Like, walk with me. I'm about to walk you through something.
Got you.
And just like trust me. It's,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Let's talk about the spiritual side and trust. Like, where does that find its way into your music, whether it be the process, how you feel when you're creating music, or how you make other people feel when they listen to your music?
Yeah, for sure. I think what's unique about like, having a faith and being from California is like, we're not a Bible Belt state. So there's a lot of the sort of rigid rules that kind of come with saying like, oh, he's a faith-based artist that just didn't exist here. You know what I'm saying? Like we had people like Pigeon John and Abstract Rude and like these artists that were at all the spots we were at. You know what I'm saying? So it was just very important to kind of like, you just bring your full self. Like, this is who I am. You know what I mean? And I come with doubts and questions and beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm on the same journey too. There are things that like even within my faith that like as far as like traditional sort of like evangelical stuff that I've completely rejected. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other stuff that I'm like, man, this that material, that sugar, that juice that got my ancestors through them slave ships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't look at Mama Winnie and be like, yo, God is fake. You feel me? I'm like, you alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you survived this. So I'm like, there has to be something to that. You feel me? So when you can, for me, it's like, since it's so rooted in just, not just my own experience, but just like Black experience, the African, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much that has to do with just the soil that we're from that I'm like, it would be inauthentic to try to remove that or try to pretend to be something I'm not. And then plus, like, out here, man, this might call your G card immediately. Like, if I was out here trying to be something I'm not, like, I'm not a street dude. You know what I'm saying? So if you start rapping like you are, it's like, bro, that's what you doing, homie. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also not full lyrical miracle, you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, that's not you, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you just bring yourself, and to me, it's like, if you have a sense of like, it's more than, this, everybody says it's more than rap, but it really is. It's like, I'm like, it's legacy. It's like, this is my, what I feel like my gift is to the planet, whether it's raps or not. Like, you still have to bring your full self to that. You know what I mean?
That's so interesting that you say that we're not, the West Coast isn't a Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And I feel like with religion in the South and those Bible Belt states, it's like, religion is more of a practice, a thing that you more so would, attend and go to. And I don't really go to church like that, right? I'm just saying that, like, what I've observed. And if I'm hearing you correctly, it's more of, out here, is it more of just like a spiritual thing where it's like this thread that this through line.
Yeah, because you don't gain anything culturally. Like in the South, it's like, yo, if you're gonna join the soccer team or be a part of the PTA or, get a job, you got to go to that person's church. You got to be a part of this. Right. You know what I'm saying? This small group, like, you don't gain anything socially out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at the same time, because it's such a melting pot, like, you're just fat. Your neighbors are Muslim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you've just lived with so many other things, and you can see so much more beauty in the rest of the world that you're just not on this. It's just not the same vibe. It's not the same energy. You know what I mean? So because of that, like, I don't feel that, like, urgency to set up some sort of, like, in group, out group, which I think is what turns people off of the religion. You know what I'm saying? It's like that in group, out group. I just didn't come from that. You know what I mean? And I don't understand it. You feel me? And then, like, specifically for the faith tradition I'm in, it's like, bro, like, it come from the equator. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like brown people's, faith. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you remove that from it, then some of that, like, the seasoning, the texture, the welcoming is, you lose a lot of that. You know what I mean? But, like, since again, I don't come from that. I come from a very urban brown background with church mothers and mama and them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so since I come from that, I don't have a lot of the same sort of conceptual and, like, academic hangups. You know what I mean? Yeah. That would turn more people off. Like, I feel like I just come from a thing where, like, yo, the faith is welcoming. Like, this grandma and them, like, sit down, baby. Have you eaten yet?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike, have you eaten yet, baby?
Right.
Here, come get a plate. You know what I mean? I come from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And that comes from a place of love. And
it comes from a place of love. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, man. Let's talk about Club Real Ones.
Real Ones, man.
Because I didn't know about it. Honestly, I was asleep. I didn't know about it until Ro told me. It was like, he does that party out there. I was like, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, he lit.
Like, it's a party. Yeah.
For sure. And I want to talk about this because, I came from a space where I was throwing parties in Atlanta. For sure, yeah. Which was, culturally impactful. And I feel like Real Ones culturally impactful.
Yeah,
so,
man.
like, we can sit at several tables and speak to several experiences, not only being entrepreneurs and author like yourself, but being MCs and also club promoters. I say I'm not a promoter, I'm a provider.
There you go.
I'm not a curator, I'm a catalyst.
Let's go.
Right? So cataclystically, what did you start with Real Ones? What was
So the origins was the pandemic. Our DJ friends, DJ Promote, Icy Ice, like, they were, and Bobito, they were, streaming on Instagram, and then eventually moved to Twitch, and then that little window where COVID ended for a second.
Yeah.
We were like, dog, let's go outside. So, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, you know, LA, used to have an event called Do Over, which still exists, just not in the way that we remembered it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like Do Over was a Sunday day party, backyard boogie, felt super great, you know, and it just had a particular vibe. And then as it expanded, that like really that backyard boogie feel was just kind of missing in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we kind of wanted to sort of bring that feel back. You know what I mean? It's like really good DJs. Really ain't no drama, you know what I'm saying? And you home by 9, you know what I mean? Which is great, you know? Yeah. But yeah, we've been rocking. It's been 3.5 years now, every first Sunday. You know, the credit has to go to, like I said, promote Icy Ice of the Beat Junkies. He's really like the name that helps us get bigger DJs, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Bobito and myself, you know, and like, yeah, I'm the conductor, just direct traffic, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. That's gotta feel good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
It's got to feel good though, right? Like to you know, obviously how your music can make people feel, right? Yeah. But also curating spaces for people to feel safe, seen, protected, to feel like they can fly.
Yeah.
You know, can you speak to that?
Bro, it's really beautiful. And like you said, it's a different muscle. Like part of me feels like, you know, with hosting a party, it's like the pressure's off. Like, cause I'm like, well, you're going to have a good time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just need to give you permission. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And, you know, if you've been to the show, like, or you've been to the event, like, I'm going to say it multiple times, like, hey, it became like a little catchphrase, like, hey, look, if nobody tells you, propaganda telling you, you fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want people to leave being like, damn, yeah, you know, I'm kind of a baddie. You know what I'm saying? You know, so just knowing that, like, I can trust that the DJs are not going to miss. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think that's really like, that's half the battle. Like they don't miss.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if I know they don't miss, all I need to do is give people permission to let go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm inviting you. Like, I'm just like, no, come on, just come sit a spell, come get comfortable, you know? Yeah. And you're right. Like there are moments where like, you do feel like, man, we feel like we're floating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, dang, it feels like this is amazing. Like just watching, like, again, like if you know, your DJ can carry these people for, you know, 15, 20 minutes straight where you don't even know a song changed. It's just like, God dog, like what just happened right now? You know what I'm saying? It is beautiful to watch.
And that's a responsible flex of power that you're wielding in those moments because even though you know you can't do no wrong in those moments, you're not going to do wrong by people.
There it is.
Right? So then you just give them the empowerment.
Like you said, as like a rapper, as an artist, it's like a lot of times I'm trying to rapture your attention. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But this, it's like, no, I'm trying to push the attention back to you. You know what I mean? It's an interesting like thing, but like that's a master of ceremony. That's an MC. You know what I'm saying? It's like knowing which is which. You know what I mean? Like it's. I feel like every rapper should try at least once to be like, okay, man, like you know. There's one of the bars on one of the new songs was like, it's the same names on the flyers, it's just you guys came for the DJ. You know, because I'm like, it's a little like switch. It used to be like, oh, you guys are here for me, and this is the DJ I brought. Now it's like, no, you're here for the DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm helping. You know what I mean? Make that party.
Yeah, for sure.
It's dope, though.
One thing I say is everybody gets love. Everybody gets what? Everybody goes love.
Yeah, see, that's what it is.
And when I see people go, love.
It's
the best feeling in the world. Yeah, I love it, man.
That's real,
I love it, you know. And, you know, going from hosting on stage or being on stage as a performer to hosting a party amongst the people in the crowd, whole different vibe, you know, because you can touch the people and it's like, yo, what's up with it? Yeah, it's all smiles. Yeah. It just fills your cup up and it fills your spirit up, man. And I concur. I think every MC, every artist that wants to be on stage, wants to move people, needs to get in the thick of it and try hosting parties and doing it the right way. And they can really pick up some cues from you, brother, for real.
Man, I appreciate that.
No doubt. Man. No doubt. Anything else before we get out of here, man, that we need to, speak on?
You know, so a ton of music rolling out. I do a podcast called Hood Politics with Prop. Essentially, the concept is like if you grew up in any of our urban areas, you understand politics better than you think you do. So, like, you know, and my hope is that like us who are from the turf, from the soil, like rather than just being like, man, I don't give a fuck about politics. politics. You know what I'm saying? What if we ran for office?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You actually have more power and authority than you think you do, and you actually understand this better than you think you do. Don't let these people tell you they smarter than you.
Yeah,
just using other languages. So and especially at a moment we're in now, it's really important to know your rights and know what these people are saying to you. You know what I'm saying? So I really just
facts.
It's there to give. I just want to give people game, man. You know what I mean?
Of course, because you're from the West Coast, baby. That's what we do. We lace them up.
I'm trying to give you game,
bro.
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Well, Pare, I appreciate you, brother.
Pare.
Let's go, man.
Salama po.
Let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Propaganda is in the building. High Off Flight TV. You already know. Get in the comments. Like, subscribe, check out everything that he's doing, from the music to the podcast to the parties as well, man. Get outside. Get in the mix, man. Hip hop moves through you. It's something that you don't just do or observe, really feel it and get the whole spectrum, all of that. You could pipe up over here, do this and that. It's a kaleidoscope, and it's beautiful. It's colorful. Open your mind to new experiences, make new friends, meet new people, be good to yourself and each other. Who said that? Jerry Springer? Somebody.
Yes, I remember it. It was great. Either way, it stuck.
No doubt, man. It's Mike Sick, Jerry Brown Rice, Tupac. Till next time. High Off Life TV. We out.
Tupac. So good.